known as Bump, conducted by Maureen Murphy on March 19th, 1985, in the home of Mr. Morrison at 11 Neal Street, Newton Lower Falls, Massachusetts. This interview is part of the Public History Project of the West Newton Library System. The general subject to be covered is work in Newton Lower Falls from the period 1920 to 1950. Okay, now, if you'd like to just tell me a little bit about your early years here, where you went to school, your childhood, something about your first job and that kind of thing. So just some of your early...
How far back we going?
Going back...
1920.
Or back... No, I'd like to know a little bit about your early years in schooling and...
You went to the old Hamilton School up in
We're back to school days, you
yeah.
We got the Hamilton School up on, Hamilton School is different. It's an old school up on, off of Washington Street.
Right.
It says Hamilton Street there now.
Uh-huh.
And
is that school still open now?
No.
No, they've taken it down.
Uh-huh.
They sneaked on over here.
Uh-huh. And that's where you went to grammar school, huh?
About the why don't you tell them about the teacher came from Natick? The teacher came
Well, two of them Natick, Drake, Mrs. Drake, and Goodwin.
Uh-huh.
They used to get the streetcar, electric streetcar, and go home every night and then come back on the streetcar.
Uh-huh. And
two classes and 2 grades in every class.
Uh-huh.
Then we used to go from every Monday. We used to leave the school up here and go to Weston to Sloyd, making tables and things. You know, it's the shop.
Oh, so you worked
The new schools used to do it once half a day every week.
Oh.
You used to go down there. What's the one on?
Warren Junior High. Warren.
No, you know where the library is down there, up that street.
Down in West Newton.
That school up in there.
Uh-huh.
They used to have a woodworking class.
Oh,
It's
so
like
the school up
manual
there.
arts.
Oh, I see. And how old were you when you started doing that?
That was in grammar school.
In
Once a
grammar
week they
school?
used to go.
Once a week?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Then they used to teach us. The teachers have 2 grades, you know.
Uh-huh.
So if you study in this one, and this one she'd have this one, Mr. Go back this like that.
Yeah.
You never get away with anything. If you done something, you'd stay after school or something.
Yeah.
There was some wise guys there, and we had they gave us a big teacher one day, a fellow, you know, and some guy was wise, and he'd go his hand, make a trick, he said, now which hand is in, and you couldn't guess. He said, sometimes it works, and sometimes it don't. That means you don't get away with this stuff.
Yeah.
But the school there like today, a lot of kids got a whack over the hand them days.
Yeah. It
They don't
kept
do
you
that
in
now.
line.
They let them get away with it.
Yeah.
You have to
So...
stay out of school if you do anything. And
Mm-hmm. Now, so your parents were from Denmark. What year did they come to this country? Do you know?
Way back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know? How
No.
many years
But
before?
she wasn't married when she
He
came.
has...
Oh, she was married.
No.
No.
He was over here. No, she was over here first, his mother.
Oh.
And she was running this boarding house, and his father came over, and he was headed for out west in Minnesota or somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And he got off the train, it must have been, up in Wellesley, and he was lost. He didn't know where he was, and he met a man from Law Falls, Mr. Fitzpatrick,
Uh-huh.
and he told him, language barrier, I suppose. But anyway, he was lost. So Mr. Fitzpatrick said there's a Danish lady has a boarding house down the street.
Oh.
So he took him down to the Morrison's,
Oh, my
where
goodness.
she was.
Uh-huh.
And he boarded there a while, and then they got married. They were both from
Oh.
Denmark.
And did they know each other
Not in
before?
Denmark,
Oh, that's
no.
interesting.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was how
But
old
he
every
has,
died, passed away.
There's 5 in his family. They're all
Uh-huh.
born here, so it was well before that they came
Okay.
over. I don't know what year.
So you were born in 1899, huh?
And he's the youngest.
And you're the youngest. And are any of your brothers and sisters still living?
Oh, yes. His sisters.
Yeah.
The sister's living, she's 91,
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
and I take her shopping once a week, and
She
to the
lives in-
hairdresser and the
Really?
dentist, and
Good.
she's all her own teeth.
She lives
My father and mother,
Oh,
was,
yeah.
did you put that
She's
down?
gone.
How old? Did you try out the father and mother was? How old were they? They were,
Oh, my Morrison was 94, I guess.
Oh.
mother was 94. How old was he?
He was 91 or 2.
91 or
Wow,
something.
good ripe old age, huh? Well, you got a few years yet then, don't you?
So we never used to have any automobiles right around then.
Uh-huh.
We had that, we used to go to that, you know, big park, you know, with a,
Right. Yeah.
I can't see where the state sold that.
Uh-huh.
They used down there, you ever heard about it? They used to have a big hill there, with this, all made of a big, well, like a den. They used to lions there, bears,
Oh, like
all
a
kinds of
zoo? They had a
animals.
zoo there?
Yeah.
Then, yeah, and then they used to have shows there, and then up top they had a merry-go-round, all kinds of games up there.
Yeah.
No, it'd be
They-
good park, it must be.
The
Yeah,
state
it
closed it up. The kids used to go, we used to get free tickets to go over to school.
Yeah, that's a shame. So, now tell me about the first job that you had. Where was the first job when you started working?
The first job,
Yeah.
well, the first job was, I remember the kid in school, and his father was Boston Town One Print, and I was there this little while in the shipping.
Uh-huh.
Then, I don't know how many years, a couple of years, then I come back and I was chauffeuring up Wellesley for a year. Then they had a candy factory down here in the falls, and we started in there with everybody down. I worked there then.
Uh-huh.
Chocolate
And,
factory, right in back
Uh-huh.
of the drugstore down here.
I worked there, what time? About, what's in the way early 20s, wasn't it?
Early 20s?
So
How
24,
old? For 24?
24,
Uh-huh.
and I worked for that same company for 40 years,
42
40?
years.
40 some odd years.
My goodness. And
Well,
what?
not there, we moved from there,
Uh-huh.
we went over to Roxbury, then we went from Roxbury over to Cambridge, over to Briggs.
Oh, and you followed around that whole
Oh,
time?
that same company owned it.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
then the old man died and the kid sold out and he moved to Norwood.
Uh-oh.
And that's where I left him over there.
Yeah.
This was a chocolate factory, and they made chocolate and cocoa,
Uh-huh.
and he used to roast the chocolate beans.
Oh,
You
yeah?
know, the raw beans come in, and he was the roaster, and he has all the recipes for the
Oh,
chocolate.
wow, that's
There's
great.
lots of bottles of candy down below. And
How much to put in of everything, you know.
Uh-huh. So,
It's a chocolate maker.
chocolate maker. And what prompted you to go there for work?
well, I walked by here and they started up and I seen everybody used to work down there. There used
Uh-huh.
to be boys over here who worked there. Almost all of my falls worked there.
Yeah.
So I instead of driving in town at night and chauffeuring, I said, I'm going to get this. So I went down there and I applied and got her off the rail.
Great. Good. And was it a good working conditions
Oh, yeah,
they had
yeah.
there? They took good care of you there? Did you find that your salary were you able to live comfortably on your salary that you
Huh?
made? Were you able to live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we got married, he was making $25 a week. That was a
Oh,
good salary.
good for those
That was
days,
big then. I
huh?
brought
Yeah.
3 kids in an automobile and went down the Cape.
Oh yeah.
Try to do it now.
Can't do it. So now, how did you get to work? Did you take the train? When it
No,
was,
no, we just
oh, it
walked
was
out
right
here.
here.
It's only just a little way
What
here.
about when it moved to Roxbury?
Oh, he drove.
Oh, we had an automobile.
Oh, you had a car then, huh? What kind of car did you have?
Mostly
Dodge.
Chevrolet, yeah.
Yeah,
Dodge.
first the Dodgers,
Uh-huh.
And then he
then went to Chev.
Yeah. So, now did you move up in the company during your years there? Were there chances
Well,
for
down here I was just
promotion?
working roast and then over there. Can't just do everything. Then
Yeah.
I had a shift boss in there making candy over there then.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a foreman when he went through.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it was like managing the other workers? That's what you were doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, now was this place unionized? Was the workplace place unionized?
No, there was no union.
Huh?
No union.
No.
Was there,
Oh.
did they try to get one in there?
I don't think so.
No, they never did. How many people worked there about? Was it
Well, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
Because they made everything. Everything you think of, cigarettes and
Oh.
all and everything they made.
Uh-huh.
Bought and baked beans, everything they made there.
Yeah.
Quite a crew worked there.
Uh-huh. So,
Then during the war, everybody had to get out of businesses that weren't essential. And he
Right.
had to go down to Fall River. He went down building the ships. He was the
Uh-huh.
rigger down there.
Oh, really? This was
So
in-
many years.
in
Everybody,
40s?
candy was
I went down
essential.
for what was it,
Yeah.
a couple of years.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
that.
And
But then
what-
he went right back to the
Oh,
candy.
right, they
I was
had
down there.
Yeah.
Went down there rigging.
Yeah. Now, what about during the Depression? Did you make it through that okay? With the
Well, we got married in
that's when you got what
1929.
1929, yeah. And then you raised your family during those years.
But I mean, you'd go 3 days a week or 4 days a week. Some weeks you wouldn't work at all.
Mhm. Oh,
Then
really?
at first, when we were first married, he'd work in the winter and then be laid off in the summer.
Mhm.
But we'd save enough in the winter out of $25
Used
a week
to go
to
camping if the
carry
house
us
was
go
long.
camping.
Did
And
you?
we had
That's
a
how much
camp,
the money went then.
to carry us through the summer.
Uh huh. So I'm just trying to think. Now, were you working while you raised your family, or not
I
till
didn't
later?
work until my youngest was 2 or 3, I guess. And then I went to work for the police department, traffic officer, school.
Uh-huh.
We were put on as
Like
police women.
crossing guard. and
That's
that
what they
kind
are
of-
now, but they
uh-huh.
called us policemen when we went on.
Yeah.
And that was something I could do and be home when my children were home.
Right, that fit in nicely
Yeah.
then.
So I
That's
didn't
nice.
work while my children were growing up really
Yeah.
till just that's the only work I did anyway.
Mm-hmm. So now, during the war, now where was this place that, I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Fall River,
Fall River?
shipyards.
The shipyards and what did,
Bethlehem
Secular
Steel.
steel.
oh really? And you were a rigger there? What does that entail?
Well, hoisting everything up on the deck,
Oh, I see.
rigging as they call it.
Oh,
You know.
all right. So a lot of things they would be shipping out,
See the-
you'd have to load them up.
It's
No, you see the trucks come and drop on these big wharfs, big platforms. Then there's people working up there, so you go up and tells you what bay it's in. You have to take them to, 3 or 4 in a gang,
Uh-huh.
and you'd
it's
have
regular
them,
trade rigging.
taking things up where they belong.
Yeah.
Big heavy things,
Uh-huh.
everything is
Tying knots
inside
and
the
ropes.
ship.
You have to know how to.
Okay, now back at the chocolate factory here. Now, what kind of other people worked there? Were they mostly like yourselves, out of school and
All
just
of-
raising families, or was there a big racial mix of people, or were they all pretty much with the same backgrounds?
Why?
They were about the same as you. There weren't many foreigners or anything.
Well, there's,
Few Italians.
well, Tony, well, there was some Italians, quite a few Italians.
Uh-huh.
There wasn't any.
No, I'd say it's about 50-50 Italians and, around.
Uh-huh. And then the rest were more, had been settled in this
Yeah,
area.
they were all
for what?
Americans. I mean, they
all
weren't
local.
A lot of them come from Boston, a
immigrants
lot of
or
them,
anything.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
from the north end,
Uh-huh.
Prince Street.
So, how did you like working there? You really
Good.
enjoyed it then?
Yeah,
It's
he
42
used us
years?
right. He used us good.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
he took good care of you?
Like when I was, I had a letter from the government to go and work,
Mm-hmm.
and he said he'd get me out of it. I said, no, I'm going just the same.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So in your 42 years...
Well, he was good, and then,
Yeah.
well, they treated me white. They couldn't ask me better, no.
Uh-huh. So were there a lot of changes in the factory? Like, did they become more mechanized while you were there? Did they bring in a lot of new kinds of.
No, you generally say the same
no,
all the time.
So you're pretty much the same. Yeah. Okay. Well, can you tell me what your average work day was like? What time did you have to get up in the morning?
What time did we get? We used to start at 8 o'clock over there.
We used to leave early so you could get away from the traffic.
Yeah. And we leave about 7:30 in the morning. Yeah.
And then, how many hours
And
a
then-
day did you work? How many hours? How long was the work day? Was it 8 hours?
No, we just usually 8 hours.
8 hours.
Unless sometimes they'd want someone to go in and work in the morning doing certain things, getting ready for the day gang.
In those days, you used to work 44 hours a week because you worked Saturday mornings.
Half a day
really?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Always.
goodness.
Nobody ever had Saturday off.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, how about that? So, now, and so you came home about 5, 6 o'clock, and what did
we
you...
had to get through with it at 5, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And what kinds of things did you like to do when you weren't working? What did you like to do at night when you weren't working, and on the days off that you had?
We used to go to the movies and go visiting, which you don't do now.
Yeah.
And then when we got
Well, now we had the playground over there, outside there. And what was plenty to do around night. But another thing is, when I was young, when I was going to grammar school, talk about the kids today running around. I was talking about that mill of the Gregorians, right? Well, over across the other side of the river, there was a hosiery there, and they burnt down, But every night at 9 o'clock, there used to be a bell ring over there. They had up top. Every night at 9 o'clock, I don't know why. Us kids used to hang around there, and we used to leave the street at 9 o'clock. You never see anybody running around the street here then. After 9 o'clock, and that bell rang, and the cop would come through, and he'd tell you, what the hell you doing now? We had a few, one guy named Dunner, who used to pass away. He used to live down in West Newton there. I think, what's the name? Mary married Tom's.
Oh, yeah, O'Brien?
Yeah. Well, he used to get a cop down here. Oh, yeah,
Curfew,
9 o'clock,
how
and
it
that
puts it
curfew
up.
rang, we'd be off the street. Sure.
Sure, that's great. Now, in your neighborhood, did you live in this house? Have you lived here? How long have you been in this house?
We lived in the neighborhood. When we got married, for 4 years, we lived with his mother and father, and that house is it's on Cornell Street,
Oh,
big
really?
house. And then we lived up on the corner of Grove Street when we went housekeeping. Everybody went and lived with their mother and father when they were first married, because you didn't have, 1929, you didn't have money to go. And we lived up there, and then his mother and father died, and we bought the old homestead, and we lived there until this house was going to be moved to make 128 Cloverleaf. And we bought this and had it moved on this lot. His mother and father used to own this whole corner, that house and that empty lot and this one. So we had an empty lot to put this house, and so we bought this house and had it moved on this lot.
Wow. So they moved the whole foundation and everything?
No, we had a foundation put in, and then they came down the street.
We could make the money out so much in the foundation, broke out even. That house that we had the land, that's we must have
But
lost.
the playground used to have a lot of activity out there. They used to have band concerts out there.
Really?
Put up a stage and have dancing out there. And a lot of community.
And were you very active in that? Did you participate in a lot of those things?
Yeah, we did. And then they had started the Newton Law Falls Improvement Association. We were charter members.
Oh, really?
Used to go to all those meetings. Well, because the children were in school and,
Yeah, so you had a real interest.
Yeah.
Well, it's changed. Like you sit here There's no houses down there. Now they have no houses down there. Nothing.
Nothing at
All
all.
built up now. There's
Well,
only
what was the, was
the
it
only two
just,
houses. That one and this one here. That was
Mhm.
all.
and what was the land? Just
Oh, there's all just
did
woods.
they develop? Was it used for growing things or just woods?
No.
Really.
All down there, where you
Wood.
can see,
Uh-huh.
that was lumberyard.
Uh huh.
No, lumberyard
No.
over here.
Yeah, the next
Oh,
street,
across the
St.
street.
Mary's Street.
Big
But this
lumberyard,
was just
spring.
a big field, and the kids periodically would light it on fire.
Oh no.
Then there used to be a.
Just grass.
Well, you can see how they filled in. Over in back of the houses here a little way, there used to be a big pond we used to go skating at.
Uh huh.
You see, that was all hills down there, and they all filled it all in, level. The falls all leveled off now, not like the hills it used to be.
Oh really?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, and everybody knew it, now you don't know anybody around here.
Mhm.
Then the kids don't, different today. You used to all go up to the playground, they're playing different games there, you know.
Uh-huh.
Now they don't go up there, nothing up there.
No.
Then at the end of the year, we used to go to Newton Center and, you know, have these games, one part of the city play against the other.
Uh huh.
Oh, golly, it's different now.
Now,
Yep.
back at the chocolate factory, when was that mill started? Were you one of the first people to work there, or had it been there for quite a few years before?
The chocolate factory started long before you went there.
Do you know when?
Oh, yeah.
Was it here all while you were growing up?
Oh, yeah, they were there. Oh, wait a minute. Well, it started about 3 or 4 years, I think. Because before the chocolate factory, there used to be a mica factory down there.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mica
yeah, mica.
with the rock.
I know
Yeah.
they used to call it a mica factory. It was doing all
do
kind
you
of
know what
mica.
mica is?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's sort of a mirror-like. You can see.
Yeah,
so
it comes in layers.
Yeah.
And they used to use that in oil stoves, you know,
Uh-huh.
for the, so you could see the flame through it as glass,
Oh.
because it didn't burn.
Uh huh.
Maybe that's what they had the factory for, because everybody had oil stoves. That's what you cooked
Oh,
on.
I see.
Well,
And
we
the
were
door
taking-
had mica door, you know.
Uh huh.
Oh, you wouldn't see all this sometimes. I used to be running by coal, you know.
Yeah.
And this street's a good railroad. They used to bring the coal cars down, then they'd haul the coal from there down the factories by team, you know.
Uh huh.
Then down the candy factory even. They'd hire a big car back in there, you know.
Uh huh.
And you get so much for unloading. You get 2 guys that take it and then time off, you know. So I think 2 guys at night would take it, and they'd work the daytime shoving the car off,
Uh huh.
unloading it. So much for the car.
Yeah.
But everything was all coal then.
Yeah.
There used to be a railroad go right in back of all these houses down here.
Mhm.
It's all tuning up
Call
now.
it the ping pong. You could go
They-
right over to Riverside and connect to the Boston train, so you could win.
Go right into
Yeah, go
Boston.
down
to
the end
it?
of the street here. There's a little station, Pine
Uh-huh.
Grove
Good.
Station.
Oh,
You go in
really?
and for a dime, you go right to Boston.
Really? Did you go into Boston a lot?
Yeah.
What did you do there?
I'm just shopping.
To shopping and see.
This had
Bob
a
used to go.
big electric train. It was a heavy one.
Uh-huh.
And the seats was like a passenger car, like this on first.
Uh-huh.
Then there's the biggest baggage car. And then up front there used to be 2 seats long ways for smoking.
Uh-huh.
Then after that, you get into they got one run by batteries.
Oh, really?
Then you see the used to go straight over the river, but then they cut around towards where the MTA is when the railroad took it. And they used to back a train down here before they went to Boston,
Mm-hmm.
pick up people here, and then stop at Riverside and went right to Boston.
Right.
Canoeing used to be a big sport then,
Oh.
and there was a canoe house over near the Marriott Hotel on that little section.
Uh-huh.
And his mother used to run a lunchroom, like snack bar.
Oh.
Didn't call it that then. And she used to make all kinds of sandwiches and goodies, and then the canoes would stop there and get a little snack and
Uh-huh.
go to the river. All
And-
his family went canoeing all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? That's.
But she used to have a little stand down there. You
Uh-huh.
know.
Was it a big spectator thing? Did a lot of people come out to watch?
Oh, canoeing was a big thing. They
Yeah.
had regattas and
Oh,
all kinds
really?
of things.
Sort of like they have the crew races
Yeah.
now. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and fellas and girls, that would be how they didn't go for a ride in the afternoon. They probably didn't have a car, but they'd go canoeing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what were the canoes? Were they wooden canoes?
Yeah, right, just like the ones to now.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them were fiberglass. They have,
but wooden canoes. Yeah.
And everyone each family had their own, or were they rented?
Well, some of them had them, and some would rent them. Then they used to skate in the winter. I don't know if the winters were colder, but his sisters especially. I don't know how much skating you did, but they used to skate from Lower Falls right to Waltham.
What?
Skating.
Oh, you'd get on. Well, I'd go along here and skate right to Waltham. So you can't go down below. There's too fast. There's a dam here. Then you go to Waltham, another dam. Like, skate all in between them. The only one place you have to watch out for is at Riverside, where they used to train, the train bridge.
Yeah.
But we
the
used to freeze all the way down. Skate from here right down to Waltham. Yeah. You say, what you used to do? I mean, little kids. We used to, the only place that drew the crowd in Newton was over to Auburndale, that bridge over across the Charles River. You used to go over there for the sights. There used to be crowds over there every Sunday.
Just to look at the water?
Down over there at Riverside, they used to have band concerts. We used to have it over there. Then in the summertime, along the Charles River, all the boats would be decorated with lanterns. And they'd have a big motor pull them up the river. Oh, it was good. And no, I don't see nothing. Nothing to take the kids the time. So we'd go swimming down at Charles River. NBC used to have a house down there for the girls would change 2 days a week, and then the other fellows have it the rest of the time. On the Charles River down there. So.
Okay. Now, did most of the people that lived in this area, did they also work in the mills and the factories? Were they were there?
No, just some of them did.
Some of them? So what kind of community was it? Was it a real working class, or was it more people that worked in Boston and lived out here? What would you say?
What?
Not everybody worked down there. No, it was.
Oh no,
just
there used to be a lot of get on here at Pine Grove Avenue. Brother and I used to get down there. There's quite a few get on.
Really?
It was mixed.
Used to be a stop down to Concord in here. And used to be quite a lot of in town working.
And not too
buy a
many of the
ticket so much for the week.
Oh really?
No.
Most stayed home. Took care of the families.
Yeah, most everybody works in town, not around here.
Oh really? Most people did work in town?
The men worked in town.
Yeah. Jack Owen used to get in there. He used to work in town.
And what kind of jobs did they have in there? Was it office work?
Some shoe stores.
And sales.
They used all different work in Boston. You know.
I know.
The banks.
So is the chocolate factory? It's not in operation. Was it torn down or?
Oh, that's all gone out now. All the chocolate factories gone out now. The whole bunch of them.
Why?
The same place is going, but it's some kind of.
And why did it close down? Do you know why?
Oh, I know they're all gone out now.
Yeah.
It closed down.
I suppose the transportation, the cocoa beans, and all that, maybe things coming high. You can't
They
tell.
do things differently now.
They moved to Roxbury.
All them cocoa beans in South America, like Brazil, Jamaica, Panama, and all around where they come from.
Yeah, but the chocolate factory didn't close down. It moved to West Roxbury.
Oh yes, it moved, but I mean now.
Oh yeah.
They're all closed now, the whole bunch of them. None now.
So the cocoa, they came from all those islands down in the Caribbean.
And when you mixed a batch of chocolate, you had to have so much from Brazil. They all had different names, and so much. You'd make it's like a recipe. And so many vanilla beans and everything.
You could tell different varieties of the beans. You knew all the different kinds.
In the cocoa and the chocolate, all different kinds of things you put in.
Yeah, the blend, how much you, The higher the price would be, the more they're going to pay for it.
Oh,
But
really?
we used to sell down here in Cambridge, in Roxbury. Used to the only thing we did was big 10-pound cakes. That's what we made down here. No chocolate. We just made the real 10-pound cakes. That's what I was doing. I go from Cambridge there when over there first started. And then they have to do both. They have to roast and do the 10-pound. Then they'd use all the stuff upstairs over there. They made chocolate over there.
So you didn't really melt down and make chocolate candy. You made just
10-pound cakes.
Kegs of cocoa?
No,
cakes.
cocoa's different.
Oh, I don't understand.
Bars of chocolate.
Oh, big, huge bars of chocolate.
Oh, like this.
The cocoa.
And
that's what he used to bring me when he came to see me. Who was married.
Really?
10 pounds. My brothers loved it.
No, the cocoa. You thought cocoa is just a big press. Press all the cocoa out of it. You got that's left. See.
Oh, okay.
And that's the same way with the cocoa. The more you pay, the better the bean was in it.
Yeah. So was it your job to really know what was going into these, into the chocolate?
That's all formula stuff.
So
Different grades of chocolate, different grades of stuff, you know. Sure.
Yeah.
If you want a cheap chocolate, we get the cheap bean and everything in there.
So where did these beans come from? Where's the best cocoa come from? The cocoa bean. What country?
Oh, I don't know.
No, it's hard to say.
I don't know what they made now. I had a lot of farmers I threw them all away. I don't know what's the best now.
Yeah.
But when they moved into Cambridge, C.A. Briggs was there, and he diversified and went into all kinds of candy. That's when he said they used to make the Boston baked beans and the almond things and the chocolate coating for regular chocolates. They used to make regular chocolates, eating chocolates. But down here it was just plain chocolate.
10-pound cakes.
Who did they sell that to? Who bought out these big things?
We used to down Naugatuck, Connecticut. Peter Paul used to take a lot of. He used to take a lot of the unsweetened stuff, you know. We would have 100 bales a week or something like that.
Really?
You know, just we'd have big bales.
And did they use
That's more than.
And did they use the railroad to ship them down there? Is that is that how they shipped out these?
The railroads.
No, that's truck.
Oh, they used trucks.
Yeah, they take a big truck with there. Truck it down to Connecticut.
Yeah. Did you get to travel at all with your work, or were you just pretty much in the factory?
You never traveled.
No.
To and from.
Just to and from. And did they have good benefits while you were working there? Were you covered for health insurance and that kind of thing?
No.
You just didn't need it, really, I guess.
We worked 42 years and got through, and that was it. No pension, no nothing, no gold watch, nothing.
Nothing at all.
No.
Why is that? They just...
That's it.
That's it, huh? So,
That's just started. I sung that too. I should have got out of there. But went along like that, and I told, well, I think it was a work then anyway. Because I'll tell you why. I went to work one morning. You know, that was the last of it. Went in there, no one in there opened Cambridge, not a soul. This guy walks in and works with his, on the cough drop, says, what are you doing in here? I'm coming to work. He said, did you get a notification? I said, no. What do you mean? He said, well, they're all laid off. They're all done. I said, geez, I didn't get anything. So I had some work to do downstairs, and then after I got through with that, he gave me a job on the car truck mixing. So I don't know if it was because I was a good worker, what, but they kept me on.
really?
H.P.
Well, the other
Cough
guy-
took over when the candy.
Oh, so after... So you kept working when the candy company
After I got through
closed
the
down?
candy and they all folded up like that,
Uh-huh.
they kept me on. I went upstairs a little while, and then we moved down. That's how I went to at the Pops.
Uh-huh.
No, and then they made lollipops and H.P.
Well, the way it was is
In
The old-
Norwood?
hard candy, yeah.
Uh-huh.
the old man was good, and then the son took it, and he was a little shaky. Then the grandson took it and went to pieces, and
Really?
they couldn't carry a business.
So that closed down also?
Yeah.
Well, and then he went to over there, and I went down about, 5 years ago to see the factory. He sold that out even.
Really?
The kid did. He didn't want to even take it, bother with that because he had plenty of money and all.
Yeah.
Selling all that. And he went to, I guess he bought a warehouse with him. Yeah.
How many years did you work in Norwood?
Oh, there's another last. What time we
Well, he worked for the company, the same company, 42 years.
Now
It's
this
the
is
same company.
it's the same company.
Yeah,
But they
this-
just
C.A.
changed.
Briggs.
So he bought,
Alright.
in other words, C.A. Briggs bought this cop drop place in New York. So he now
Okay.
moved over to Cambridge.
All right.
Yeah, he started over there.
And then, all right, I
Yeah.
understand.
Then the last, that's why I went in and, geez, there was no work. I
Uh-huh.
kept on,
No, there was no benefits,
No,
Blue Cross
nothing.
or anything.
So, anytime.
No paid vacation either.
No? So, how did you manage if, I guess you stayed in pretty good health, though, huh? Did
Yeah.
you have to go
The
for
last-
any-
The last baby I had, they just brought in Blue Cross and they paid for half of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you
But
had to
the
cover
other
all
ones,
that
you had
yourself?
nothing, you know, you had to come up with all the money yourself because
Wow.
it didn't cost as much.
Yeah, that's true. Uh-huh. So, and was there they never tried to get unions in or anything like that? They didn't?
You ever try to get unions in any of the places?
there's no that game, no. No one even come over there.
How
no.
come? Why is that?
No, no one even tried.
They weren't even interested?
Even Dagger wouldn't, I don't think Dagger was using that time.
There weren't
None
so
of
many
them were.
unions then.
Uh-huh.
No.
And no women worked in the factory, I guess.
Oh, yeah, there's quite a few
Oh,
women
really?
over there, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they was up working on the candy, packing it and
Yeah.
putting it on, and
Uh-huh.
some was hand dipped.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So most of the people, did they work there as long as you did?
Oh, no.
No? You were one of the long
You
standing
see, we
ones,
started, it was only a few shoddy there, I guess, but
huh? Uh-huh.
see, I started down here, and the guy went in business down here. See, there was two of them.
Uh-huh.
And one line, this guy died, and then we moved over to Cambridge.
Right. So that's quite a while. Now, also during the war, how else, besides having you change your job, how else did that affect you and your family? With
They
the
just
war?
about worry.
Yeah. No one was called to go to fight or anything?
No, but
Were your
he
children?
was too young for the first war,
Uh-huh.
and he was too old for the second war.
Uh-huh.
Some of the same I
But
read.
she was sure he was going
I
to
read that the paper the other day. Someone asked
Yeah.
about someone in the government. He was the same as me. He was.
Yeah,
I know who it was now. Just the other day.
he was
This was
just
so and so.
Right in
No,
between.
too young and then too old.
Yeah.
I think it's just the very last. I signed up. I was Class A.
Yeah.
I wasn't called. Just the very last.
By then you probably had 3 children anyway.
Hmm?
By then you
Yeah.
had children.
Yeah. Now, do you remember did you have to use the ration coupons
Oh,
and
yeah.
you had the air raid alerts and that
He
kind
was
of
an
thing?
air raid warden.
Oh, were you?
That's what he
Uh-huh.
did nights for excitement.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people did that, I've
Yeah.
heard. Yeah. So you helped,
Had the blackout curtains and everything.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you find times were pretty tough then, or could you make it okay? Did you?
Well, you didn't have anything extra, you know.
Uh-huh.
I can remember going in the 5 and 10 and see something like a barrette for my hair, you know, and say, well, I really don't need that. You know, it's probably a dime.
Yeah.
But, you know, you
You
wouldn't,
just do without.
now if it's $5, you'd buy it and think nothing of it, you know.
No, yeah.
But you'd think, you know, because you didn't know if you'd be working
Uh-huh.
next week or not.
Yeah.
Oh, no, all the kids now get a better chance of going ahead. Now my kids are all done good.
Uh-huh. Did they all go past high school? Did they go on to
Oh,
school?
yeah.
Did they, yeah.
Yeah, they're going right in the air now.
Yeah.
They're doing better than I did.
Well, that's because you worked so hard for them.
Well, one now. Where's he? Where's Pete? He's on Minneapolis now on a trip.
Yeah.
Really?
He's
He went
always
for
on the.
honeymoon, 2 of the boys.
Oh, boy.
Some of the boys.
Uh-huh.
And did good jobs.
Yeah, that's good. Now, when you worked as a crossing guard, did you get paid for that, or?
Yeah, we started, we got $50 a month.
Oh my goodness.
Now they're up to almost 500.
Really? Wow. And you, for 27 years you did that,
Yeah.
huh? And just all same, did you have the same route every day that you went out?
Yeah, right up the corner of the street here. So that was the school when I was, that was my school, and that's the only place I ever worked.
Yeah.
So when we started, we had to go 5 times a day.
In the mornings?
And kindergarten out at 11:30, school out at 12, school in at 1:30, and school out at 3:30.
Oh,
so you
boy.
had 5 trips back and forth.
Wow.
But then after the last few years, they went on 2 sessions, one session.
Yeah.
So you had just 3 trips, one for kindergarten and the other going in and out.
And did you get any benefits included in that? Or
Yeah, there's a pension. Well, you
that's
could
good.
pay into a pension if you wanted. So I do get a small pension, very small.
So now do you have Social Security to help you through?
Yeah,
That's
that's what we
good.
have. But he doesn't have any pension.
Yeah. Nice. And most of the way you got around when you were working is you had the car, right?
Yeah.
So did you use the trains a lot?
No, not a lot.
Not too much.
But when the trains were here, I wasn't working. I was home, and he'd have the car to go back and forth to work. So I would go in the train with his sisters and boss him in the train.
Yeah.
Not a great deal, but when we needed to.
So, now what, you belong to St. Mary's Church, don't you? So is that was that a big part of living in this community?
Yes.
The church organization?
Yes, it was.
And did they all have pretty much the same circumstance that you did, working in the mill or not the same one?
Yeah, well, St. Mary's, there's a lot of Wellesley people come down there, and Weston, and Lower Falls. It's a mixed community.
So
we used to go down there and remember going down, and they had a lot of sewing machines set up, and we used to sew layouts for the Red Cross. It must have been one of the wars, They used to make different things, for the Red Cross.
So, how do you feel about your work? Is this sort of how you saw your life going when you started first going to school, started working? Did you feel like you'd be working there that long? Did you think you'd work there for 42 years?
When you started work, did you think you'd be there 42 years?
No.
Well, in those days, you got a job and you stuck to it. And anybody that went from job to job was flighty. They were weren't dependable. If you got through with a job, something wrong with you.
Really? You would
Stuck it out.
Yeah, you just held on to it.
Yeah, you didn't, I don't know. Nowadays, they go from job to job and better themselves, of course, but before when you got a job, that was your job and you stuck to it.
Yeah, a lot of them, the people ain't going to job to job, they're looking right up.
Yeah, but I mean, they're advanced and they're...
In what field, you can change jobs, but all within the same field. This one stayed right in the factory.
No, people didn't change, very much. You went to a job and that was it.
So, now, when you started out, did you learn a lot of new skills? I mean, you started out roasting the beans. Is that the first thing you learned how to do there?
First, when you started, you were roasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he changed because then when they bought out the other factory, they made lollipops, so it was different,
Okay.
Then they went into cough drops. It was all, they went along with whatever they had. Cooking the cough drops, cooking the lollipops. But that, he finished, they went roasting beans, that was all.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of the chocolate and
That's they started out down here.
yeah.
So, there have been a lot of changes as far as what people here do now in working. Do they still work? Not all the mills are open, but are there still some mills, factory work that goes on here? Or do most people commute to other areas?
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, I don't think there's any really factories around.
They've all closed down. Yeah. Well, let's see.
Was it BC or BU that was doing this?
Boston College.
Boston
BC.
College.
Yeah.
I have a niece that teaches in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is she?
Biology.
Biology? Good for her.
Jeannie Peterson. That's what Peter graduated from, too.
Oh,
That's
did
one
he
of my
really?
sons, yeah.
Good. In what kind of degree?
Business administration,
Good.
I think.
Good. So, is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything interesting? Any interesting stories you want to put in there?
Where do you come? Do you go to BC? Well, people's there.
Yeah, that's what I just
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Peter graduated.
I hear that helped him out a lot in his job, I guess.
Yeah, that's what they say.
And the guy wanted to go higher or something. I don't know what the hell it was, did he?
So,
I can't think of anything.
no. Good. What has anything major that happens in the local community that had a big? Well, I guess with the highway coming in, that was a big.
Yeah. Well, that's how we got our house.
Definitely got your house. Yeah. But
Because when we lived in that, it was a 10-room house, and I had 4 children, and I needed it. And then they got married, and all except one son, and so we had the opportunity to have this moved here, and it was good because, we didn't have any more up and down stairs, it was good.
Yeah. I guess a lot of people, it was a real upsetting thing for them.
Yeah.
To to lose their old home and
Yeah.
have it torn down right in front of their